Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another 1/6 scale third-party unlicensed figure unboxing and review. Today, we're taking a look at the SooSoo Toys Nightout Spider. If you're wondering what the hell this is, you're not alone, I was as well. It turns out this is Spider-Man, but based off his appearance in the Avengers game. The Nightout suit is one of his alternate suits. Now I got mine direct from SooSoo Toys. This is a review sample. This is not a promotional video though, it is a proper review. And I do plan to add this figure to my collection after this video is done. If you're heading down to the description, why not hit that subscribe, bell notification icon, and join button, so you're notified as soon as a brand new review goes live on the channel. As for the box art, we've got Spidey swinging through the city, front and center. Then over the top of that image, it's kind of got this very warm filter. I like the way it looks. We also have SooSoo Toys in one corner, and in the other, SooSoo Exclusive. For those of you who don't know, this Nightout Spider is actually a limited run figure. They only made 500 of these things. On the side of the box, nothing much to report here, just the rest of that image spilling over the edge from the front cover. Around the back, his name, once again, Nightout Spider, warnings, legal info, and a SooSoo Toys logo. I don't exactly know where this guy's going to go in the collection yet. If it turns out I really like him, I'm sure I'll find a spot somewhere. Ooh, this image is pretty cool. It's Nightout Spider in the shadows. I don't think he's actually hiding from anyone, given the fact he's wearing a Spidey-colored trench coat. Nevertheless, he's perched up on the lamppost, just observing the city. At first, when they announced this, I was like, nah, nobody's gonna want this, surely. Then, the more I saw pictures of this guy and people getting him in hand, I started to get more and more excited, and I have no idea why. This design is so out there. First in-hand impressions, I can't deny, it's really good. This guy, he's very striking. What we are going to do now is get all of his accessories laid out in the light box and take a closer look at everything he comes with. Starting off with the display base first, which is done in the typical SooSoo Toys style, meaning hexagonal, a little bit taller to give him an added height boost in the display. Then up on top, in the quadrants, this kind of metal grate flooring-like detail sculpted in. In the center, a spider symbol. Why is that spider symbol the Sam Raimi spider symbol? I don't know. I guess it works though. Then the color scheme, very Spidey-esque. Black for the symbol, we've got some pops of red and some blue. Then around the edges, some airbrush shading for dirt and grime, just to give it a little bit more grit and texture. Up top, a dynamic flight pole and a spring-loaded waist clamp, with some foam padding. When it comes to hands, we get a full array, multiple different gestures. Open palm hands, closed fists, wall-crawling hands, and of course, the whipping hands. There's some wrinkling sculpted in, some leather grain texture on the surface, and just dirt and grime in the crevices to make these look nice and weathered. For the web shooters, you can see that they've been strapped on with this silver painted buckle, and around the front, we do have some little peg ports. Pretty sure you know where this is going. If you guessed webs, you are 100% correct, my friend. He comes with multiple different webs. You get two of these longer ones with these kind of spooled up sections along the length of the web, done in clear plastic. You also get this right angle one for web swinging poses. And you do get two of these little ones as well. And these are the ones that peg into the web shooters. You literally just plug it into the hand, and it is on a subtle bump out, so when you plug it in, it does contour down over the palm itself. And yes, I will show you what this looks like on him later on. What we are going to do now, though, is get Nightout Suit Spidey himself out here. Standing straight up and down in the light box, no crazy poses or accessories or anything like that. I've already said this. Initially, when they announced this figure, it was just so far off my radar, it didn't even register. I'm a fan of different Spidey designs, something that's going to stand out amongst the crowd, and that's exactly what this is. Even though I do not love that Avengers video game, this design, it turns out, in 1/6 scale, it works for me. The body proportions, he fills out that jacket beautifully. He's got this sweater with the Spidey logo on the top. The head sculpt, very different. And my favorite detail, the weathering. This guy is absolutely filthy. Up close and personal, kicking things off with Nightout Spider's head sculpt. And what a head sculpt it is. It's so weird, yet it still works for me at the same time. It's got a bunch of Spider-Man noir thrown in there and also its own unique flair. We've got the fabric wrinkling and pulling sculpted into the surface so it looks like a mask being stretched over someone's face. You can make out a nose and his ears. Got some stitching sculpted in up on top, and the paint applications, they're really good. We've got this airbrush shading, we've got washes in the crevices, and this kind of smoky effect around his lenses. The sculpt also goes all the way down the neck. It's one seamless piece. It's not like there's just a straight cut across the bottom of the mask. Around the back, this coat, I hope it's leather. It smells like real leather. My nose has been known to lie to me from time to time. I don't want to confidently say that it is leather or it's pleather. You'll just have to figure it out when you get yours in hand. I'm so sorry. I did look up the product announcement post, and even SooSoo Toys didn't say. They just said, red coat. It's unknown at this point. We've got a spider logo around the back, and his legs do extend down onto the blue section. Got some red line work, and the jacket itself, it's beautifully weathered. There's all of this airbrush shading, so it looks like an aged leather jacket. Seriously, I mean it, the weathering is that good. You've got some lighter spots that would develop as leather is aging. You're handling it, your finger oils are getting all over it if this was a real leather jacket. And there's wires. You've got wires around the collar. You can shape this up or maybe out, giving him more flair. Got some epaulets up top. And also, this is a separate piece over the shoulders for some reason. You then have more wires down the front and also down the bottom, so you can shape the jacket, getting it to look like it's laying naturally on him. It's lined on the inside, and there's weathering on the inside as well. His sweater has a spider logo on the front, and it's also suitably filthy. The red is no longer just a bright red. You've got dirt and grime everywhere. Look how dark those sleeves are. This is no longer a brand new jacket for Spidey. He has been taking a few nights out, I guess. I am so sorry. You've also got this strap and buckle, and the color combo I haven't mentioned yet. Blue, red, typical Spidey. His pants are a very dark denim. We've got some contrasting stitching, which is super sharp, very neatly done. Then for his boot guards, oh yes, it's a split cut boot design. You know what that means? Maximum articulation. Got some sculpted in crisscross lacing down the side, and some leather grain texture, and some wrinkling as well. Then for the boots themselves, airbrush shading around the edges on the dark red, a silver buckle, and on the underside, some sculpted tread. Very quickly, I know we touched on this in the accessory segment, I wanted to show you this on the actual figure. For the web attachment, it's pretty straightforward. You've got that little web shooter with the hole in it, and you just insert the web into that hole, and it's a very convincing effect. For a quick side-by-side comparison, on the left, Nightout Spidey from the Avengers game, and on the right, classic suit Spidey from the PS4/PS5 game. However, he is wearing a custom comic-inspired head sculpt. Now, usually, classic suit Spidey is always the tallest figure in these comparisons next to other Spidey figures. Not this time. Nightout suit Spidey is ever so slightly taller, and his color palette is just so much darker. Initially, when SooSoo Toys announced Nightout Spider, a lot of people thought that it was just a recolor of Spider-Man Noir, and maybe rightly so. SooSoo Toys made Spider-Man Noir first off. He also wears a trench coat. He's got a similar head sculpt with the stitched leather look and the goggle-like lenses. But it's not the same. Nightout Spider is completely different all the way down to the body. The boots are different, the pants are different, the jumper is different, the trench coat is different, and he is taller than Spider-Man Noir. Going over articulation, this is Spidey after all, so I am expecting big things from SooSoo. Starting off with the head sculpt, it's on a fixed neck with a ball joint at the bottom. Looking forward to there, looking up to there, more than enough range for web swinging poses. Swivel and pivot side to side. The arms will go up to there, slightly limited by the coat, going forward and back. There's a butterfly joint at the shoulder that also hinges up and down. Swivel at the bicep, double bend at the elbow, going past 90. Then for the wrist peg, it is a hinge and swivel. However, the gloves are so long, you can't really get a ton of forward and back. It is mostly swivel. You do have ab crunch forward and back. There is some padding underneath the jumper, a little bit restricted. Swivel and pivot side to side. The legs will go forward to there, going out to there, swivel at the upper thigh, ratcheted double bend at the knee going past 90. Then for the ankle, it's a split cut boot design with a double ball peg. Good for forward and back, swivel, and ankle tilt. Wrapping up on SooSoo Toys exclusive, limited to 500 pieces, Nightout Spider, based off its appearance in the Avengers game. You know, that game that people played for a little while, but certainly not anymore. This figure is really good, so much better than I was expecting. Starting off with the body, I love the proportions. He fills out the suit where he needs to. He's not too scrawny, yet not too bulky at the same time. The suit on top of the body, very well tailored. The material choices are spot on. But my favorite part, and I've already said this a couple of times, the weathering. He is filthy from head to toe. He looks like a Spidey that has been out on the town, maybe New Orleans. I don't know where this guy's going in that big frickin' leather jacket. Either way, it works for me. He doesn't come with a ton of accessories, you only get some webs and hands. That's all you really need for Spidey. This guy, he can pull off crazy poses, the coat is wired, most of the outfit is fabric except for the coat. I reckon you'll be able to have a lot of fun with this guy in the display. I know I certainly will. Now, I got mine direct from SooSoo. This is actually a review sample. And no, I'm not just saying good things because they sent me this to review. I just genuinely am that impressed with Nightout Suit Spidey. Trust me, I'm as surprised as you are. If you are heading down to the description, why not hit that subscribe, bell notification icon, and join button if you like the sound of seeing your name in the end credits of my reviews. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video.